Arslan lived in a broken little house at the edge of the city. The roof leaked, the walls were cracked, and the cold wind slipped through the gaps every night. He owned only 2 old sets of clothes, his shoes were torn, and life kept reminding him every single day that he was poor. But one thing never broke inside him: hope. Every morning, Arslan walked past a large, shiny shoe store on his way to work. Right in the middle of the display stood a pair of brand new sneakers, bright, clean, and completely out of his reach. To him, those shoes were more than footwear. They were a symbol of the life he dreamed of. He would stop for a moment just to admire them. Sometimes the shopkeeper would snap at him. "Lynn won't change anything, boy. Come back when you actually have money." Arslan never argued. He only smiled and walked away, though a little piece of his heart cracked each time. Still, a voice in his head whispered, "You may be poor today, but you won't stay poor forever." He worked long hours in a tiny workshop where his pay barely covered food. Some nights he slept hungry, but he still woke up every morning with determination. People around him laughed at him, called him a dreamer, and told him he would never be anything more than a poor worker. But Arslan believed in one thing: that one day, his hard work would turn into something meaningful. One evening, tired and hungry, he walked past the shoe store again. He didn't stop this time. Instead, he whispered, "One day, I will walk in with confidence and buy whatever I want." That night, sitting on his old bed under a flickering bulb, he asked himself a painful but important question: if I really want a better life, what am I doing about it? The question shook him. It didn't break him, it woke him up. The next morning, Arslan reached the workshop earlier than usual. Instead of wasting time, he asked his boss to teach him more than just basic tasks. His boss laughed. "You learn real skills? It's not that easy." But Arslan didn't give up. He stayed after work, practiced silently when others left, and slowly began to improve. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. His hands became faster, his work cleaner, and his confidence stronger. But with progress came jealousy. Other workers mocked him, trying to be a hero. "You think you're better than us? Just stay in your place." Arslan ignored them. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was working for his future, but life tested him hard. One night, while practicing alone, he accidentally ruined an important order. His boss exploded in anger. "You cost me money. You're fired." Arslan stood frozen. Fired? After all this effort, he walked home with tears burning in his eyes. When his mother saw him upset, she didn't panic. Instead, she said gently, "Sometimes life closes one door so you can find the right one. Don't stop now." Her words lit a fire inside him. The next morning, instead of giving up, Arslan went shop to shop, asking for work. He was ready to accept less pay just to learn. Most shop owners rejected him. Some mocked him. One even said, "You poor people should stop dreaming big." But Arslan didn't stop. Finally, an old craftsman with a small workshop gave him a chance. "I can't pay you much," the old man said, "but if you want to learn, come." Arslan agreed immediately. This workshop was different. The old man was strict, but fair. He taught Arslan special techniques no one else had shown him. Arslan practiced day and night, sometimes forgetting to eat. Soon, customers began asking specifically for his work. That's when opportunity struck. A wealthy businessman came in with an urgent order. He needed dozens of handmade items in just 3 days. Other workers said it was impossible, but Arslan stepped forward. "I'll do it."
The old craftsman trusted him. For 3 sleepless nights, Arslan worked non-stop. His hands hurt, his eyes burned, but he didn't quit. On the 3rd day, he delivered the entire order perfect and on time. The businessman was shocked. "You made all of this alone?" "Yes," Arslan replied, exhausted but proud. The businessman smiled and handed him an envelope. "This is not a payment. It is an investment in you." Inside were several thousand rupees, the most Arslan had ever touched. On his way home, he walked past the same shoe store. This time, he didn't look from outside. He walked in. The same shopkeeper who once insulted him looked surprised. "You again? What do you want now?" Arslan pointed at the shoes. "I want these. Can you afford them?" The shopkeeper mocked. Arslan placed the envelope on the counter. I couldn't before, but today, I can. It wasn't about buying shoes. It was about proving to himself that he had changed. He walked home in his new shoes, but this time people noticed him. He wasn't the same poor boy anymore. He walked with confidence. Weeks later, Arslan opened his own small workshop. Customers loved his honesty and skills. Soon his workshop grew into a store, the store became a brand, and the brand became a success story. Years passed. One day, Arslan walked back into the old shoe store. The shopkeeper didn't recognize him. "Sir, how can I help you?" Arslan smiled. "You already helped me, years ago." "What do you mean?" the shopkeeper asked, confused. Arslan looked around the store. "You taught me how it feels to be treated like I don't matter. And I promised myself I would never treat anyone that way." The shopkeeper stood speechless. As Arslan walked out, he whispered to himself, "Your situation today is not your final destination. Poor today, powerful tomorrow." And that became his message to everyone. If you refuse to give up, your future will refuse to give up on you.